Starting off at number 10 with Rosa, also known as Adam Ray OK. Real name Adam Martinez, the TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram star, has recently found himself in some trouble due to some previous incredibly racist tweets. Things along the lines of saying Nicki Minaj is so pretty but she's ghetto, or tweets using the N-word are just a few examples. These tweets were found by a fan who tweeted at Martinez, I quote, "I am heavily disgusted. What is this? I was a huge fan and to find this just brings me into distraught," end quote. Martinez replied, "These are disgusting. My mind at the time of these was so immature and I didn't realize how words can effing hurt somebody. But that gives no validation for them. I deleted them because that is not what I represent and I am deeply sorry to anybody I offended. I learn and grow every day and will never try and justify my old ignorant tweets. There was a time I didn't realize how much words can hurt someone." Hopefully Martinez has changed over time, but our next creator most likely hasn't. Moving on to number 9, Lacey Mae Jones. Now if you don't know Lacey, well, let me introduce you to her. Although she may not have a platform ever again, after the video that brought her viral fame also ruined her career and possibly life. It all started with a video showing Lacey wearing a decent amount of makeup, dancing to a song that said "brown skin, pretty brown eyes." It goes on, but from that point, it's really irrelevant. Another TikTok user by the name of Allegria reacted to the TikTok, specifically calling out Lacey when she referred to herself as having brown skin. Allegria goes on to say Lacey doesn't fit the brown skin criteria. This led Lacey to make a response video, which in a nutshell was mostly calling Allegria incredibly racist names, making racist jokes, and including suggestive racial historic images. Yeah, it's pretty disgusting if you ask me. It didn't take long for this new viral star to realize how quickly word spreads on the internet. Before Lacey knew it, both her school and the police knew about her new TikTok video. As of now, it's unclear what punishment Lacey will face, but a TikTok ban and counseling at the very least are clearly required for this girl. Moving on to number 8, Nikki DeMar. Sometimes as humans we make mistakes or do things against our better judgment. And as a content creator, those mistakes can be blown out of proportion and possibly haunt you for the rest of your life, which may be the case with our girl from number 9. However, in Nikki's case, it seems some people are calling her out for being racist, and she's exposed herself more than once through her content. Now, I'm not going to say whether or not I think she's racist because truthfully my opinion does not really matter. I'll leave it up to you guys. I will say though that people are quite upset as she's done more than one video where people felt she was disrespecting a specific race. Most recently, Nikki posted a TikTok video of her and a friend at a nail salon wearing masks, nodding to the popular song that says the words, "Hey, it's Corona time." I don't know the name of the song. I don't know the name of the song, but it says, "Hey, it's Corona time." And as it did, Nikki turned the camera from herself and her friend to the woman doing her nails, who just so happened to be of Asian descent. People were very unhappy with Nikki, calling her out for insinuating that they needed to protect themselves from the nail technician. Although Nikki apologized, claiming that was not her intention, she's previously gotten in trouble when her and her sister released a video titled "Going to College Dressed as Celebrities Challenge." In the video, Nikki's friend Dennis goes dressed as Normani, with some claiming they're pushing stereotypes that black women have masculine features. Nikki's sister Gabby tweeted, I quote, "I am very sorry for that stereotype I wasn't aware of, but by all means, like I said, he is a fan, wanted to be her, and did damn well. It simply was not that deep," end quote. But Nikki did apologize for getting defensive, even though they never had any negative intentions. Take from it what you will, but Nikki made a video explaining everything. I recommend you guys check that out, and it's up to you to decide whether you think she is genuinely racist or just made a bad decision, or had a lapse in judgment. Number 7, Michael and Heidi Dilks. The two have their own accounts, but make a lot of content together, with Michael currently sitting at 62,000 followers and Heidi at 40,000 followers. Michael is a sheriff deputy in Florida, and his wife Heidi is a medical technician, so you can imagine when they started making racially insensitive content, including some videos mouthing the N-word, people weren't too pleased. Now, if it isn't bad enough that a police officer and medical technician, two jobs where we'd hope they would treat and see all humans as equals, were making racist videos, well, it turns out Michael made some of the videos on duty. Although he claims 95% of them were on his own time. Still though, even like 1% of videos made on duty, in my opinion, isn't acceptable, considering how he's supposed to be keeping the people safe. Or so we think. Although Michael said, I quote, "I would never judge a human for the cards he was given or call him lesser than myself because of the race he was mixed with." That was a quote from him. Anthony J. Brown, a president of the local NAACP chapter, said, I quote, "This is straight out racist. They even imitate a black man going to jail. It's conduct unbecoming a police officer. It's inappropriate, unprofessional, disrespectful, demeaning, and just plain stupid. It pounces on every stereotype and portrays an entire group of people negatively. And coming from a law enforcement officer, it's even worse if you consider the context of police brutality against our people, end quote. There is currently an investigation going on and the videos have been taken down since, so this one is, I guess, a wait and see. Now on to number 6, Nessa Barrett. One of the more recent cases on this list as well, Nessa posted a video of her and a friend dancing to a man reciting prayers from the Quran. It didn't take long for the comments calling out Nessa for being ignorant, insensitive, or flat out racist to come in. Shortly after, she would delete the video altogether and post an apology video claiming she didn't realize it would offend. This led to many calling her racist, but she makes it seem as if she genuinely didn't know better. Trying to make up for her mistakes, she posted 2 videos apologizing and admitting the hate she has been receiving has been tough to handle. She asked that people also stop going after her friends and family and decided to disable comments on her latest TikTok video. In one of her apology videos, she said, I quote, "I am truly and deeply sorry to those that I have hurt and offended," end quote, adding that she used the audio in her video because she saw it from a cute old man and didn't know it was something so sacred. I mean, like they say, ignorance is bliss, but at her age, like she's 17, I think she should know better. But I mean, look, I'm 26, I'm not gonna chirp a 17-year-old. At 5, Peaches, also known as Brittany Johnson or Lovely Peaches Forever 100, this woman has quite a history and it's very confusing. Some people claim she's mentally unstable, while others think she acts the way she does on camera for entertainment. Either way, Peaches was known for posting videos and pictures of herself doing absurd things, such as eating used feminine hygiene products, for example. It's believed Peaches has a baby named Cora, who she claimed to abuse, which led to the authorities paying her a visit. It turns out the baby was apparently living with Peaches' sister and father and was not in harm's way. Yet still, Peaches would make videos claiming how she would do absolutely terrible things to this newborn baby after it would wake her up at 3 a.m. crying, for example. There are many petitions online to investigate or arrest Peaches for her behavior, or at the very least, take Cora away from her. One look at Peaches' Instagram account shows a lot of her content with her daughter, who she's showering with love. It seems Peaches has changed for the better, so maybe she got the help some thought she needed, or if it was all an act, decided to get her life together and focus on being a good mother. I can't say for sure what was real and what was not, but all I know now is that it seems like she's thriving, which is great. On to 4, Cody Feiser. Now, I'm not sure if his account got deleted or just the video that got him arrested was taken down, but by the looks of it, Cody wouldn't seem like much of a star, at least from the numbers on his TikTok account. But Cody made headlines all over for all the wrong reasons after saying in a video, "Who's scared of the coronavirus?" and then filmed himself licking a bunch of products in a Walmart. Cody became an international star, or should I say villain, with the video reaching the UK, Ireland, and the Netherlands, among who knows what other countries. Ultimately, Cody was charged and was a great example of what not to do when trying to become a viral sensation. Hopefully, well, I don't really know what I could hope from that. I was gonna say hopefully it raises awareness of how serious the virus is, but I think we all know that, he's just an idiot. Now at number 3, Connor Mackey. Mackey, who has around 110,000 followers on TikTok at the time of this recording, was exposed as being the man behind the mask. More specifically, an unknown masked man ran an account with the handle @GuessTheNetflixStar. This account claimed it would reveal who was behind the mask after a series of videos giving hints were posted. The first video posted on February 19th, 2020 with the caption, "1 out of 10 till I reveal which Netflix star I am. Number 1 is hidden somewhere," end quote. Over a few weeks, the page would grow quite a following, currently sitting at over 500,000 followers. People were in love with the big reveal, and every video apparently gave one hint leading up to the final video, or should I say reveal. The day of the final video, posted on March 2nd, didn't actually reveal anything, and instead was followed up with a live stream where this anonymous user claimed they'd follow back the top gifter. In the live stream, people could send gifts, which can be turned into cash. By the end of the live stream, it's believed Connor made close to $1,300, and he would eventually reveal he is the man behind the mask. That is, of course, after the website uncrazed.com exposed him by putting the 2 accounts' videos with the same background side by side. There's also the whole identity fraud thing, which could have landed Connor in jail for up to 10 years if he was found guilty impersonating someone he's not. In this case, I guess it would be a Netflix star. At number 2, Paul Zimmer, or I guess now he's known as Troy Becker. Whatever you want to call him, this guy got called out for scamming his fans, then went ghost, tried to come back pretending to be a 16-year-old, then got caught lying, and finally admitted to the truth. Although he has yet to talk about why he pretended to be 16, it seems Becker, which is now officially his legal name, is getting caught up in what appears to be a web of lies. As many people know, Zimmer posted videos praising the younger, better-looking, more talented Becker, pretending he was a different person. Now that he's been caught, it seems like Becker is trying to somewhat ride the wave of the drama to continue gaining exposure and followers, while also acting like nothing that happened was his fault, instead mostly blaming his friends who took advantage of him. Now, I don't know for sure what's true and what's not, but recently Becker also claimed back in his days of being Paul Zimmer, he suffered from eating disorders due to the pressure of creating content for his fans. Personally, to me, it almost seems like he's just trying to gain sympathy from fans willing to believe his lies, but if he really did struggle and what he's saying is true, then I genuinely am happy he is doing better. Now at number 1, the bidet. I think that's how you say it. The bidet, the bidet. I don't really know. I don't really care. I really don't like this guy. Now you've probably heard of him. His whereabouts currently unknown. Is he keeping to himself? Possibly in jail? I really couldn't tell ya. Unfortunately, his rise to fame was for all the wrong reasons. Well, at first he went viral for posting a funny video of him dancing, but then it was revealed he was DMing a 15-year-old on Instagram. Obviously, considering how he was 27 or so at the time, this is incredibly problematic, and it led to the authorities and law enforcement actually going to the guy's house after receiving multiple complaints. As of now, regardless, it's a good thing TikTok banned him, and hopefully it's the last we ever hear of this creepy dude. There's just one thing I don't like is guys like him. And that is it for the top 10 times TikTok stars went too far and got exposed. Unfortunately, it's tough to know for sure what's true and what's not. There were other people I could have included, but the sources I found didn't seem to be the most legit. So starting our list off at number 10, we got Stephanie and her boyfriend, or I guess now it's ex-boyfriend, Jeff. I know in the original video I said I wouldn't mention their names, but at this point I think the good majority of people know who they are. That being said, if they are minors, I really don't know if they are or they aren't. I know they're high school seniors, could be 17, could be 18. I don't know what the legalities are, so I will not be saying their full names, although I'm sure people will in the comments down below. Anyways, on April 16th, the teenage couple at the time made an incredibly racist TikTok video, which included racial slurs, stereotypes, and overall a hateful message towards the African American community. Jumping on a trend where people pretend to be God or a creator of some kind and show what ingredients, for lack of a better word, were used when creating someone or even a group of people, these two decided to show what they think was used when creating black people, as they put it. As you can imagine, the video itself is incredibly racist and honestly, it's just overall just gross. Using labels like rob people and go to jail when showing what was used, it didn't take long for these two to get what was coming. After the video would go viral, both students would get expelled from their high schools, Stephanie would lose her admissions to college, and Jeff would lose partnerships and any association he had with various wrestling companies, which he apparently did independently. Of course, there is a lot more to the story, which we covered in the 6 or 7 minute video on this alone, but considering how this is a top 10, I gotta kind of summarize each one in a minute or so, meaning we gotta keep it rolling. Now at number 9, we got Clap Daddy. Now there have been various accusations against Clap Daddy, whose real name is Colton. It all seemed to start when he was first exposed by Ava Lee, another TikTok user and former friend of Colton. After Ava claimed Colton had a, I quote, clear history of fetishizing trans men and, I quote, saying sexual things to them, a handful of TikTok users came forward with accusations, one of them being Lucas, whose TikTok handle is @vegetarian_water. Lucas explained how he and Colton would speak frequently over the phone and text. At the time, Lucas was 16 and Colton was 21, but still, Colton recommended the two get a hotel room to share for whenever Colton was to travel to Michigan to see Lucas. However, in Lucas's words, I quote, "It was kind of weird and I made it known that I wasn't the biggest fan of that idea." Colton has denied all accusations, but there is a lot of evidence, or so it seems, that suggests Colton, who is from California, may in fact be guilty of something. As of now, it seems accusations are being thrown around on TikTok and not being dealt with appropriately with the authorities if they are in fact true. But hopefully no one else is victimized and the truth does come out sooner than later, leading to the necessary consequences, whatever they may be. On to number 8, Blunt Shoddy 360. Now this one is quite interesting because I've seen mixed feelings regarding her. It seems on her page she gets a lot of love, but considering how there have been videos where she is seen saying quite controversial things, well, I don't know how people could be a fan if I'm being honest. She's openly admitted to using the N-word in the past, claiming it's okay due to her, I quote, 3% blackness, as she refers to it. Apparently someone in her family's history, maybe her great-grandfather or grandmother, were of African descent, but everyone else in her family is white. Still, she feels it not only warrants her to say the word, but also claims she's not ignorant and says it's okay to use the word because she has black friends. I don't think I have to say it, guys. It's not. You just don't say the word. So we'll move on to number 7 now. I'm assuming the guy's name is Daniel, but his TikTok handle is big_D1C_Daniel. And I'm sure you can imagine, I won't be making any jokes because I don't know how old he is either. Either way, in a now deleted video, Daniel would post on TikTok. To TikTok, he would flat out expose himself for being incredibly racist toward the Asian community. The video starts off with him just posing and making faces with text how to cook rice in under a minute. Then it cuts to him standing back with a new text reading, "Now that all my Asians are here," and he proceeds to hold up his dog. The song in the video then drops the beat, and a still frame of Daniel holding his dog is shown with the text, "What seasoning should I use?" and emojis of salt, pepper, as well as a few faces laughing posted behind the two of them. Okay. Now there are so many things wrong with this video here, from stereotyping all Asian people to mocking cultural practices around the world. Daniel really knocked it out of the park with this one, so good job, bud. Way to just... Maybe it's a good thing if he gets exposed as a racist, I don't know. Like maybe we need to know these things so we know how to handle them better. On to number 6, Paige Neiman. Might be Nyman, I think it's Nyman. As a Jewish person, I'm gonna say that's Nyman. Now this is an interesting case because Paige has grown herself quite a large TikTok following for looking identical to Ariana Grande. To the point that when I was researching this, I legitimately got the two mixed up, which is insane. Either way, when Paige first went viral for being Ariana's doppelganger, the singer commented that Paige is probably, I quote, "the sweetest, sweetheart for real," but also referred to it as bizarre. And it seems now Ari actually feels the entire thing is quite degrading to her artistry, yet Paige claims she isn't copying Ariana and in fact has always been like this. Now I find that kind of hard to believe considering how Paige dresses and does her makeup the same way as Ariana and went viral for doing an impression of her character, Kat Valentine. Obviously she meant since that, but it seems Paige got exposed by Ariana for straight up jacking her style, growing a following because of it and now making money off of it. But then again, I think she's like 14, so just who cares, let her make some money. On to number 5, Alex Warren. Now it seems copying is the new norm because we got a few more on this list. As you may or may not know, quite recently Warren came under a ton of fire for people accusing the TikTok star and founding member of the Hype House of copying David Dobrik. From his thumbnails to style of vlogs and videos, I mean, there were even similarities in the way they would laugh. Of course, Warren denied accusations and claimed although David had been an inspiration for him growing up, he stopped watching his content out of fear he would subconsciously copy Dobrik's style. Some claimed he was full of it, but Warren also cites the fact that since they are creators and tend to talk about trending subjects or topics, their content is bound to look similar. Aside from this, Warren also shared an old YouTube account of his, which he claims he made when he was about 10 years old. The style of videos somewhat match his current style, but still many are divided, with some claiming he jacked David's style and others defending the 19-year-old Hype House member. Let me know what you guys think. Did he copy him or not? Let me know in the comments down below what you think. Now at number 4, we got Ava Louise. In a video posted on March 14th, the TikTok star showed herself licking the toilet seat of an airplane. She dubbed it the coronavirus challenge, and as you can imagine, the video led to immediate backlash. Considering how serious this pandemic really is and the amount of people who have lost their lives because of it, I think mocking it probably isn't a good idea. The 21-year-old claimed she licked a clean toilet seat because, I quote, "it was on a sugar daddy's plane," claiming she trolled America. Well, you should have just said it was on a sugar daddy's plane. That changes everything. Still not, a toilet where that sugar daddy probably takes golden poops. As you can imagine, the backlash involved some even calling for her arrest, including the likes of The View's Meghan McCain, who tweeted out, "Put her in jail." So what did she expose herself for? Well, aside from being an idiot, she made it very clear that she has no regard for those being affected by the pandemic and simply thinks the entire thing is a joke. Among other things, I'm sure. Although she did say that she kind of did it just to have her song go viral, so anything for clout, apparently. At 3 TikTok users, Jaslyn Baby and Ashlyn Marie Price. These two got called out for stealing some choreography from a popular girl K-pop group known as A-Pink. And as we know, the K-pop fans are the most die-hard. So when Jaslyn posted a video to her account of her and her sister doing the choreography to the Roses remixed song, well, all hell broke loose, as I'm sure you can imagine. Fans of the band, who are known to be Pink Pandas, as they're called, were very quick to call out both girls on Twitter. Aside from doing the same dance, they weren't even using the original song the dance was made for, and it seems after a while, Jaslyn gave in. Thanking the band A-Pink, as well as those who choreographed the dance in the comment section of her original video, as well as re-uploading the dance to the original song, Dum Durum. Is that how you say it? If there's any A-Pink fans in here, is it dumb? Is it, I saw it and I was like, I'm gonna mess it up. Dum Durum? Doom Durum? It's something like that. Aside from this, explained in a live stream that she saw the dance done to the song she had originally uploaded with, and if she knew where the dance originated from, she would have used A-Pink's song in the first place. Number 2, we got Josh Richards. It seems being exposed can have multiple terms nowadays. As you can clearly see, it means people's true colors are revealed, and we see them for who they really are. In other cases, it can mean someone shows off some of their personal assets, we'll call them. And in the case of Josh, well, he definitely went a little too far when he exposed himself on Instagram Live. Apparently there's a trend where people drop their phones and enter the frame by dropping tush down, fully exposed. I was unaware of this trend and I regret that I looked so far into it, but that's besides the point. When Richards did so, he showed a little more than I assumed he was originally hoping to show, considering how more than just his butt was exposed. Although his pecker didn't make the cut, everything else did, if you get what I mean. His kahunas. It was a quick shot, but still got enough recognition that it would go viral and trend on Twitter. Josh at first would tweet, "Stop, it's over," and "Yo, kinda legendary though," before deleting them and posting an apology. Some people understood and backed him, while others questioned how you accidentally pull your pants down, but I guess that's besides the point. We're not gonna question that. See, it's funny, because if I was wearing jeans, sweatpants, pajamas, underwear, or even if I was commando, nobody would know right now. It's gonna be a mystery forever. Number 1, Infernum Asylum. Real name Ian, he's become a TikTok star known for his cosplays as Rascal and Dismal. This actually ties in with the Clap Daddy accusations as well, because Ava, who exposed Colton, also exposed Infernum. However, Infernum has been accused of harassing women and making inappropriate comments about them by Ava. She claims at a convention when they were all together, Ian was calling Ava's sister curves and touching her non-consensually. At first, Ava admitted she was in denial and didn't want to believe Ian did anything wrong when she first mentioned it to him. Ian apologized and actually used the excuse of being a character of Rascal who can be quite aggressive. And there's an entire Twitter thread dedicated to the situation, which is made up of a handful of TikTok videos in the order Ava posted them on that platform. In the thread, aside from accusing Ian of behaving inappropriately with her sister, Ava also goes on to say there are multiple people who have had first-hand experiences dealing with Ian's aggressive or inappropriate behavior, specifically toward women. As of now, I'm not too sure where things stand, but if there's any update, we'll let you know. That being said, using your cosplay character, I guess, as an excuse to behave a certain way, especially like that, buddy, shut the.
Starting off our list at number 10, the Mugshot Challenge. This one's a semi-controversial challenge, which is why it's not higher up on our list. It wasn't really controversial until James Charles did it and brought it into the mainstream. Everybody hates everything he does, so the Mugshot Challenge featured TikTok users recording themselves, applying smudged mascara and messing up their hair before posing in front of a blank white wall, sometimes with a piece of paper, sometimes without, you know, like a mugshot. Mostly it was a challenge where people showed off their makeup skills, but some people argued that the challenge glamorized incarceration and domestic violence. Regardless, the Mugshot Challenge racked up tens of millions of views before James Charles jumped on the bandwagon. After he did, he got a lot of criticism from victims who said that violence isn't a joke, a trend, or something to make light of. Safe to say, attempt this challenge with caution and with the assumption that you'll probably get hate for it. At number 9, the Pee Your Pants Challenge. Need I say more? Next up at number 8, just kidding. So TikTok users started the Pee Your Pants Challenge, where, you guessed it, you pee your pants. But you also have to have like a really deadpan look on your face. Creepy. Pretty creepy. Ain't no employer is gonna hire you after they find a video of you peeing your pants on the internet. Which is why a hefty amount of the video submissions have actually been deleted. But apparently the Pee Your Pants Challenge was started by a 19-year-old filmmaker and comedian called Liam Wire, who created the challenge as a parody of the other challenges that have gone viral in an attempt to show how stupid they are. Even he was surprised that it became a trend. But also he deleted his original Pee Your Pants Challenge video, and I don't blame him. At number 8, the Cardi B WAP Dance Challenge. One of the best parts of Cardi B's song WAP was the TikTok dance challenge that came with it. I love the song to begin with, but the dance, like, so cool. The thing is though, you can tell by watching that the choreography is really difficult and shouldn't honestly be attempted by anyone that isn't a professional dancer or an athlete. But that's not how you go viral, is it? The choreography was created by Brian Esperon and the video racked up millions of views. Huge TikTok stars jumped on the challenge as well. And it wasn't before long where people were actually reporting that they were popping out knees, ending up in the hospital after attempting the challenge. One TikTok user was taken to the hospital in a stretcher where her knee was popped back into place. And at the very least, you will end up with bruises, a pinched neck, and you'll probably have trouble walking for a week. But you probably get a viral TikTok out of it, and maybe Cardi B will share it on her Instagram, so decision's up to you. Don't say I didn't warn you. At number 7, the FaceTime Prank Challenge. This one was created by parents, shockingly. Parents who would pretend to FaceTime call Lizzie Velasquez, who was once branded the ugliest woman in the world by a YouTube video. Lizzie has a rare condition that prevents her from gaining weight, and she's been bullied about it most of her life over it. This is how she became an outspoken anti-bullying activist and author. So parents, because of the way that Lizzie looked, would pretend to FaceTime Lizzie and tell their kids that Lizzie was their new teacher for the upcoming school year. They would then film their child's reaction to Lizzie, which was usually a scared reaction, and laugh. at it. Lizzie actually spoke out against the trend multiple times on TikTok, begging parents to teach their children that just because someone is different, it doesn't mean that they aren't deserving of our respect and empathy. The good news is this challenge kind of morphed into something totally uplifting, where parents would do the FaceTime prank challenge but teach their children why Lizzie looks different and why she deserves their respect. At number 6, the earphones waist challenge. This trend actually started in China on the social media app Weibo, where people were posting pictures of their waist wrapped in headphones to show how skinny they were. The name of the game is to see how many times you can wrap your headphones around your waist. If you can wrap headphones around your waist, you can sit with us, is essentially the message this challenge is trying to send. In China, things are a bit different culturally. Fat shaming is not uncommon. In fact, it's pretty socially acceptable. Just look at all the times when Chinese celebrities gain a little weight, internet users go crazy, and so do tabloids. The beauty standard in China and in Asia in general is much different, in that women and girls are expected to be a lot smaller. This is evident in the sizing in China. I felt like when I was shopping in China I had to go with like XXXL. But I'll admit, I wanted to try this challenge when I saw it, and I low-key did. And I felt bad about myself because I couldn't wrap my headphones around my waist more than once. This challenge is exactly the kind of thing that causes people to begin an eating disorder or to relapse after already having an eating disorder. Halfway there at number 5, the autism challenge. Yes, you heard that correctly. The autism challenge essentially mocked and bullied people with disabilities, specifically people with autism. The challenge submissions featured people mocking those on the spectrum by mimicking movements and dance moves. Essentially, this trend was mass bullying those with disabilities. The challenge prompted the Autism Society to campaign for TikTok to remove the videos from the platform, saying, "The Autism Society demands that TikTok condemn and shut down the offensive autism challenge that mocks people with autism and other disabilities." In response, a TikTok spokesperson said that the challenge actually did violate its community guidelines, and they promised to take action on any content that violated their policies. At number 4 now, we have the Holocaust Challenge. You know when the Auschwitz Museum has to step in and tell you to stop being dumbasses? You done f***ed up. The Holocaust Challenge on TikTok was this horrible trend where TikTok users were essentially dressing up and role-playing as Holocaust victims. Dead Holocaust victims, talking about how they died in concentration camps. People said that they were raising awareness, but I mean, like, ask any Jewish person. TikTok Holocaust Challenge is unnecessary. Not to mention, people would probably just jump on the trend just to go viral. Not everyone had good intentions. In a statement released by the Auschwitz Museum, they said that the trend was hurtful and offensive. They said the trend, also called the victims trend, was dangerously close or already beyond the border of trivialization of history. They did, however, add that we should discuss this not to shame and attack young people whose motivation seemed very diverse. At number 3, faking seizures. It was a thing to fake seizures or even your own death on TikTok in the spring of 2020. The trend was called the something traumatic trend. Why did this trend even begin? Well, according to experts, and by experts I mean teenagers, TikTok users started faking seizures to Juice WRLD's song Lucid Dreams. People pretended to have a seizure and then spit water out. The freaky thing about this challenge though is Juice WRLD ended up dying of a seizure at a Chicago airport, and some people believe that the seizure challenge could have predicted or even caused his death, depending on whether or not you believe in self-fulfilling prophecies. But there was another issue with the seizure challenge, and that issue is seizures, sure as hell, are not funny to people who actually suffer from them. Teenage TikTok users were forced to delete their videos after subsequent backlash from the seizure challenge. At number 2 on this list, we have drinking nutmeg. Teens on TikTok started a trend during the COVID lockdown that was kind of like 2012's cinnamon challenge, but this time with nutmeg. The cinnamon challenge called for eating a spoonful of cinnamon in under 60 seconds without liquids, which is pretty hard to do. But nutmeg is a little different in that consuming 2 tablespoons of ground nutmeg in water is supposed to make you hallucinate in a similar fashion to LSD. The fact is, nutmeg has actually been used as a drug since the 1500s. Pregnant women would reportedly eat 10 to 12 nutmeg nuts and get high off it. It was also said to have been used in China, India, and the Middle East as a mood elevator since 700 BCE. Malcolm X also claimed to have used nutmeg to get high in his book, The Autobiography of Malcolm X. Unfortunately, with every high, there is a low, and abuse of any substance is never a good thing, especially when you combine it with other drugs. It can be fatal. Now, I've actually never done the nutmeg, but apparently it's not a fun high either. You're more than likely gonna have a bad trip, you'll be anxious, agitated, and paranoid. Worst case scenario, you'll have organ failure and lasting anxiety issues. That being said, if you sprinkle a little bit of nutmeg on your food, that could improve your mood. That rhymed. But definitely don't eat 2 spoonfuls. And at number 1 on this list, we have the Benadryl Challenge. The Benadryl Challenge is this TikTok trend where essentially the whole name of the game is to overdose on Benadryl. Benadryl is an over-the-counter antihistamine, and when you drink a lot of it, it causes hallucinations. Benadryl is diphenhydramine. It causes toxicity in a dose-dependent fashion, which means if you increase doses, it can kill you. This is especially true for kids. Children between the ages of 6 and 12 are only supposed to take 1 tablet of Benadryl every 4 to 6 hours. Even if you're an adult, you should never take more than 6 doses in 24 hours. Unfortunately, with the case of the Benadryl challenge, child TikTok users were taking up to 12 doses at once, increasing the risk for cardiac arrhythmias and seizures. According to News 4 in Oklahoma City, one 15-year-old girl suffered a fatal overdose while trying to do the challenge. And yeah, that's pretty much the worst case scenario. There were other children as well who were taken to the hospital after doing the challenge. Safe to say, this TikTok challenge went way too far.